Bump 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 bada bump 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 bum. What is going on, Royal We family? Happy Monday night to you. This is Kevin. You're watching the Royal We live chat. This is the time of the week where we all come together as a Royal We community, ask questions, answer questions, and we just talk with one another, find out what's going on. Hopefully, you guys are having a great, fantastic week. Hopefully, you've come out of a good weekend. Hey, Tanya, what's going on? Tanya is always the first in the house, and she is the moderator for this evening. And Fifi LaFleur comes in a very close second. Beautiful Hummingbird comes in third. Happy Monday, everybody. Maggie made it in. Hey, good to see you. So good to see all of you. And I'm so happy that you're here. We have a lot to talk about. What's going on, Brian? Mario, and yeah, I think Tanya liked the way I started it off. Hey, there's D-Doll. What's going on, everybody? Happy to be here with you. Hello from Memphis. It's good to have you here. Mike Wilson, what's going on? V Fox, hey, how are you? Everybody I hope you all had a good week. Listen, who here watched the presidential debate this past week? Wow. That's all I can say about that. I think, yeah, I don't even know what else to say except, wow. Now, for those of you who are new here to the Royal We live chat, we do not typically talk about politics or anything like that. We talk about healing from narcissistic abuse, and that's what we're here for. And we're here to answer your questions. So please, if you have questions, go ahead and ask them. Don't be shy. This is a community of people who know exactly what you've been going through. I'm going to go ahead and put hi right here for you as well. Not hoy, hi. And I'm going to put the telephone number for you to call in because we do have live calls tonight. You're welcome to call in at any time to ask your question, to talk about something, to bring up something that's important. Please don't hesitate to call. And your questions are important. Your topics are important. And typically it was it's Antonio who calls in every week, and it's awesome. So call in. We have a lot to talk about. I do have a video. I know I have not posted a video on the Organic Rowie channel in some time. I've taken a break to talk to basically kind of get a better routine down of things that I'm going to talk about. Tonight, I do have a video that I'm uploading. It's going to be uploaded right after this live chat. As a matter of fact, it should be uploading right now. I'm toggling back and forth, and it's about 70% uploaded on the other channel, so about 16 minutes. I have been doing my videos lately in 4K. I don't think any of you care about that, and I don't think that matters, but I think 4K, it's a technical thing. I think it's going to, it kind of looks better. So maybe you, in some of the newer videos, you can see the more clarity of my face, which might turn some of you away. You guys are like, oh, ooh, wow. No, D-Doll, it's 17 minutes left, but actually it's been uploading for the past hour. Literally, when I do now I just started doing 4K videos on YouTube, and it's really taking a lot more time. So first of all, to render a 4K video from Adobe Premiere, which is what I use Adobe Premiere for my videos, and it takes about 30 minutes for it to process and render like an 8-minute video. And then after that 30 minutes, it takes an hour for YouTube to take the 4K video to upload it. It takes about an hour. Thank you, Revived Lady. I will not demean myself. I think the 4K enhances the color of my beard. How's that? Is that better? Is that better? I think that's better. It enhances this. That's what I meant to say. I meant to say the 4K enhances. But the time it takes, I'm almost like, wow. That 4K stuff is no joke, but it's something I'm trying to do because I want to, as time goes on, I want to be able to put out not only better content, but I want the quality to be as good. Thank you, Hummingbird. Enhancing the beard color. Yes, you can fully see the salt and pepper color when it's, in 4K. I don't even know what the 4K. I don't know what it means. I don't even know if we see in 4K. It's so weird. But you got to keep up with the times, or try to, All right, so let's get into some of the things, what you can expect to see on Royal We and the uploads this week. I am going to be talking about some specific things as far as just educational stuff. In tonight's upload, I'm going to be talking about the social signaling of narcissists. How many of you, raise your hand, can recall social signaling as a part of the toxic relationship that you've done with? And in the video, I talk about just two different types of social signaling, one in particular, but the two kinds that we typically see are just very annoying, antisocial behavior type, loud, arrogant, obnoxious things that narcissists can do. Social signaling, by the way, is it's the public observance. It's the public observance of their behavior. It's their behavior in light of public observance, which, as you know, dealing with toxic people, it can go one or two ways. It could be very obnoxious and loud and annoying, or it could be very fake and phony. And this is what I bring up in the video. Fake and phony, meaning they can be completely 100% just super charming and nice. And the issue with their public performance, with their however their social signaling, if you will, it can trip you up. It can trip you up either way. You can either, one, be embarrassed over their annoying social behavior, or you can be just really confused when you see them act nice and kind and being super charming to everybody, and you know that they're different behind closed doors. You see a different side of them. The point of the video is this. Virtue signaling is a video I'm doing later this week, by the way. D-Doll. D-Doll brought up virtue signaling. I am going to be talking about virtue signaling. As a matter of fact, I experienced virtue signaling recently. It hurt me. It hurt me badly. It's been something that has been bothering me, and I've been going back and forth in my mind on how to respond to it. And I think that's a good opportunity for me to make a video to share with you instead of responding to it and playing into the narcissist games. But as far as, oh my gosh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, we got to all pause for a minute because Gloria just said that she left Facebook. Can we get some applause for her? I want it. I think everybody should just stand for a minute and give a round of applause and give some glory, give some love to Gloria for leaving Facebook, something that I think we should all do, if not for a period of time, because Facebook, and you hit on something else, Gloria. I am going to be, Gloria, you should feel proud. Listen, how do I make some I don't know. I need to get some awards or something going in here. I don't know how to do it, but I need to figure out a way to get some awards going here. But anyways, this week I am going to be talking about social media, particularly Facebook, and leaving it. Also Instagram. That's a part of this whole social kick. So you can expect 3 videos this week. One talking about social signaling, one talking about social virtue signaling, and one talking about social media. And I'm looking for a name for the social media video. I was thinking of Social Dilemma, but I think Social Dilemma is already taken on a Netflix movie. So I can't use social media. I can't use Social Dilemma, but I'm going to be talking about social media this week. And maybe I'll touch. So here's what I'll do tonight. We'll touch a little bit on it, right? So tonight's video is, again, social signaling. So it's the public behavior, the observable behavior of narcissists in public settings, and how you can look past it so you can maintain your authenticity. So as I was saying before, if you're just now catching on, the video tonight is going to be on maintaining your authenticity, because what can happen is, as you know, narcissists, you know, toxic people, it can catch you off guard. Their social behavior, their observable behavior, it can make you feel isolated. It can hurt you. It can make you feel alone. And I give some 3 things to consider. One, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is that it's not about you. So if you can detach from narcissists when they're doing their social signaling in any public situation, if you can detach from it, that's going to help you out. Number 2, I call it it's kind of a dismissible thing. In the video, I call it like a fart in the wind, because what happens with narcissists and their outbursts and their social, their social signals, right? It's just like something that outlandish or whatever. Nobody really cares in the long run. So it's like a fart in the wind. It's loud. It's annoying. Some people may giggle. Others may be like, oh, and disgusting. But it just dies down and goes away. So if you can look at it, what they do is like being a fart in the wind. It'll be done. You'll forget about what they're doing. And then last but not least, I help you to understand that it's best to just be the opposite of narcissists in every situation. So we're there trying to approach and know and converse with important people in a given situation or in a room, because that's what they do. Or they try to be the important person in the room. I think it's important for you and for me in authenticity to instead scope out and look for some of the people who maybe aren't surrounded by others. Look for the person who is by themselves. Look for somebody. The point is, look for somebody to converse with, to share empathy with, and to be yourself, to have a meaningful, engaging conversation with. And I think that's an important thing to do. And that will take your mind off of the fart in the wind. All right? Which is just gonna, So you'll if you watch the video tonight, hopefully you'll get a kick out of that. All right. Now then, on the virtue signaling video, I'll talk about that one last. On the social media video, I think it's important that we understand how social media keeps us, and this is the topic, and I'm probably going to shoot it tomorrow and upload it tomorrow night. Pray for me, by the way, Royal We family. I need your prayers, right? I'm going to tell you why I need your prayers, because I am so badly trying to, I want to do a video every single night. I really do. And this is why I took a break, because I'm really trying to plan how I can do this. How can I talk with you all on YouTube every single night? The problem with the Royal We, right here, this guy, is that I get too stuck in my head. All right. I get too overwhelmed with trying to make it sound good and right, and am I making sense? And it's kind of if there's any disorders coming out of narcissistic abuse, I would say the obsessive compulsive disorder of constantly second guessing what you do is a killer of me. So if you prayer warriors out there can just pray for that and just say, in your prayer, ask the Lord to just, I guess, work on me to shut my mind up. Say, Kevin, shut up in the head and just talk, man. Just get it out. And for crying out loud, maybe I'll be able to do it. I'll probably be able to do a video a night. But as it is, in my experience over the past few weeks of trying to do a video every day, I would do some great videos, get on a roll. Then I'd have some great topics. I'd try talking about it. I would hate it. I'd hit the stop button. I would do it again. I'd hate that take. I'd hit the stop button. I'd do it again. And that's been my weeks, man. That has been my weeks. Thank you, Fifi Lafleur. Appreciate that. So just being open and honest with you. Yeah, perfectionism. Be set free. It is. It is. Here, let me answer Deanna. Deanna asked how she can call. I'm going to go ahead and put the phone number down again. It's what? So at any rate, I like being able to talk with you guys. You guys are awesome. You are the Royal We family. You are my family. And so your also not only your prayers, but your ideas, your thoughts, your topics. Email me, for crying out loud. Say, Kevin, talk about this. Shoot, if any of you even want to go as far as scripting something, for crying out loud, this is something that the Royal We could talk about. And come up with your script, send it to me. I'll do it. Granted, it's good and it's not, it's not bad. It's good. But I would love to, and I would love your guys' is input on what's important to you to hear about in videos. What do you want to hear about as far as narcissistic abuse? what needs to be addressed that isn't already being addressed by Dr. Ramani and Richard Grannon, right? Because I don't want to repeat the same stuff. I want to keep it royal we, but I know that there's a lot. Thank you, Shia Girl. Shia says, I love how the videos are done in one take. And I do try to take it in one take. I have been experimenting during the break. I've been experimenting with different video formats. One of them was chopping it up. I would talk about something, then I would zoom in a different angle, talk about, do a different take on it. And then I was seeing what it would look like if I chopped it up. And it just looked horrible. There's a lot of people out there who do videos like that. Maybe you've seen them, where it's just jumpy and choppy and they talk and then it's another shot, a zoom, and then another shot, and it's all just broken up but it's them, and it's real fast and it works. Me, I just can't get into that. It's hard for me to do that. So I'd like to try to get it out in one take. However, that puts a lot of pressure on me to make sure I'm cohesive in what I'm talking about. So either way, there's pressure and there's work involved. So let's see. I'm going to read some of your guys' comments. Talk about emotional attachments due to childhood neglect, please. I could definitely do that. Deanna says, I'm and have been praying for you, Kevin. Thank you, Deanna. I appreciate that. No compromise. Mix, please. Listen, it will lift you up in peace and understanding. All right. Very cool. Let's see. Your videos. Thank you, Gloria. Appreciate that. Kevin, write the topic on paper. I do that, by the way. Fix your paper as an essay lined up, then throw it out. Done? You will have time for you too when you do this. All of us need time for ourselves. Absolutely, 100% revived ladies. So write the topic on paper. So I do write the topic on paper. For me, it's not just enough to write the topic. I try to get the topic to one point, one sentence, but then within that one topic, I strive to make points. What are the points? I strive to consider what was my personal experience with that topic. Here's the thing. I'm trying to avoid also talking about things I don't know about. If you know the Royal We, they're very simple videos. Most everything I talk about comes from a personal experience. And I want to keep it that way. I think there have been videos in the past where I jumped out there and talked about things that I really don't know about, and it comes across that way. And so I want to make sure it's things that I know, things that I've experienced, things that I've witnessed, things that I understand. So when I do that, I come up with the topic, and then after I have the topic, I find out, okay, how's this going to apply to people's lives? How's this going to apply to your life as a viewer, not just to me? And then then I write out key points, some key points in it, and I make notes, and then after that, I was sharing with a good friend of mine. This is the real kicker of it, is that we're talking about an 8 to 10 minute video. And, I've discovered that, in most of my videos, I've never had any rehearsal time. And to go from writing a topic on paper to just talking about it and trying to hit the points that you're trying to hit can be difficult in one take. It can. And so I'm going to try my best in the future to write something out. And even if it's just to myself during the day, I'm just going to talk it out, talk it through, maybe stand in the mirror and talk it through. And the reason is not to perfect like a performance, if you will, but just to make sure, am I making sense when I'm talking? And that's going to be a good thing for me to do. So let's see. So write the topic on paper. Yes. Richie is great. You're welcome. I don't like those. I like the different angles as well. Fee, thank you for liking the Royal We Fellowship Saturday mornings. By the way, for the Royal We Fellowship on Saturday mornings and also live chat, I to be honest with you, I love these, and I'll tell you why, because here I'm engaging with you. And so this is an awesome way to have a video. I can answer questions. We can call. You can call in. We can have a conversation. This, I believe, is where it's just so easy. It's so fluid. It's so amazing to talk about things. Also, the Royal We Fellowship. So Saturday morning, it's church, by the way. So if you're new to the Royal We and you're currently not involved in a church, I encourage you to check out Royal We Fellowship every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. It is church. It is we're studying the Bible beginning in Genesis. We're still in Genesis, and we are going to work our way all the way through the Bible, God willing. And we're applying it to the understanding that the world is toxic and narcissistic. So it's not really like any of the churches you've been a part of. We are really diving into our understanding of how to heal and how to survive in a world that's narcissistic. And so that's also something where I'm more comfortable with, because again, I'm following the scripture and interjecting as it seems like it's fitting. Those are easier to do for me than the Royal We video uploads, the organic video uploads. And again, there's something more real and fluid and timely about those. Whereas the Royal We video uploads are, I come up with a topic and I shoot it, no engagement, no people to bounce ideas off of. It's just me and the camera. And I know it's probably not making sense to you, but trust me, it's difficult. You hit record and it's just you and the camera. I can't see anything. There's nobody there there's no indication that I'm sounding okay. And there's no feedback whatsoever. And boom, it's just one take. And that could be very, very, it could be traumatizing, guys. It could be very difficult. So, as I said, though, but I'm just going to keep on going. If you want to call, can you call anytime? M asks, while the Royal We is live, you can call anytime. So right now, the phone line is open. There are no callers. So if you've got the phone number, go ahead and call in, and we'll chat. Let's see. And so, like I said, I appreciate so much your ideas. And one of the goals going forward is to get the Royal We community just even more involved in the videos and the topics to talk about, the things that you want to hear. So the things that are pressing on your heart right now, even while you're here, while you're in the chat, don't hesitate. Feel free to write these things down. Send it in an email. Write it in an email and send it to jointheroyalwe@gmail.com if you want to. And just, like I said, even if you want to go as far as just talking about the points, even, talk about the topic. Everybody wants to everybody wants to have a topic. Talk about, this and that. But instead of just a topic, try and outline key points that you think are important to touch on in the topic. I think they'd make great videos. And I will, even in a video, I will give you a shout out. Whoever, if you write a topic and you even outline some points to consider in the topic, right? Kind of formulate your narrative and your script, something that you would want to talk about or to have a conversation with somebody about. Send it to jointheroyalwe@gmail.com. I will do my best to make a video of that topic and give you the credit for the topic. I would have no problem doing that. As far as just addressing how it was something that was on your heart, we could talk and they shared it. I think that would be a cool thing. Let me know your thoughts. I'm not sure. It's up to you. We'll see, just based on how many emails we get going and generated as a result of that. All right. How about addressing when the narc is your own child and has a child? Brian, yeah. I mean, these are ongoing issues. When your narc is your own child and has a child, well, that makes you the grandparent that probably feels like the grandparent that doesn't get to be a grandparent. And there's a lot. That's a deep conversation to dissect, because there's a lot in that as far as learning how to detach from being from needing to have a role in that relationship, right? Grandparent role is very interesting. You're the grandparent, but we need to be okay with understanding that means that you're not the parent. You're not the primary source. You are strictly grandparent, and that's it. shifting into that role when sometimes you feel like you would rather be even closer than that is very difficult, very difficult. And there's not a whole lot you can do, right? It's very tough. There's all kinds of avenues down that, Brian. It's very difficult. No doubt. That's a very difficult one. D-Doll says, sorry, had to bounce out, do a hard reboot, and restart back up. D, glad you did that. Glad you're back. Passive aggressive behavior and covert narcissism. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a great idea. That is a great idea. Christy says a lot of channels only talk narc partners. Many still don't know about developmental trauma from toxic parents, etc., etc., or how trauma doesn't cause narcissism but is always a personal choice. Yeah, so narcissism is that's great. No, that Christy, that's a great thing. I have been playing with the idea of doing a video about what I believe causes narcissism. I don't believe it's abuse. At this point in my healing journey, I don't believe that abusive, meaning verbally or physically abusive parents, is what causes narcissism. I don't believe that narcissism comes out of violent, necessarily hostile areas. It could, but in my experience, I have seen some of the most sweetest, kindest people come out of the most horrific, hostile and violent environments. If I were to put my finger on what I believe narcissism, especially overt narcissism comes from, I would say that it is from, if any kind of abuse, it's from neglect. It's from neglect. It's from parents not being there, not being disciplinaries, and from allowing the kids to do whatever they want to do, and that's how they learn to live in the world. And that creates what I believe is narcissism. You're live on the Royal We.
Hello?
Yes, hi.
Hi, this is Dina.
Hi, Deanna. How are you?
It's actually Dina.
Oh,
It spelled
Dina.
like Dan. Yeah.
Dina. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
good. It's
Well,
good to hear you. Dina was my
yeah.
mother's name.
Oh, right on. Well, I
Yeah.
spelled mine like Deanna, but whatever.
Well, thank you for
Well,
calling in.
we haven't heard from each other in a while. I think it was like November or
Mm-hmm.
something.
What's going on?
Um, oh, nothing. I just wanted to really I'm really glad that the Lord has a lot to do in what you got going on here. I mean, I haven't been involved for quite some time, but I just wanted to let you know that Keith Green is amazing. I've been listening to him since 1978.
Who's that?
Keith Green.
Keith Green. Who is Keith Green?
Well, he's from 1978, and I think it's called No Compromise, and it's a mix. So if you wanted to, it'd be good for you just to, it would be, something that really will touch you. All of his songs, I stand by that.
Okay.
So, and it's called No Compromise Mix. At any rate, I just wanted to tell you, thank you so much. Back the last time that we talked, I was in disagreement about, pretending for a minute that this person was savable through God or through me. And I just know that he is through God.
Right.
It's been over a year, and I, haven't came back for quite some time, but it's going good. I started listening to you, and I love the way that you are including the Bible, and I did read 2 Timothy chapter 3 today, and it was amazing.
Yeah, really
And
really an eye opener, huh?
Oh my gosh, you don't even know. It was just, it doesn't matter what the names are. I mean, that's just from the Bible. But if we
Yeah.
really put it into perspective in life today, it pretty much said it.
Yeah.
And and I have been faithful to that man since 1978.
Oh, good. Good.
And when he was younger, he actually played the piano, and he was a young boy, but he was like on those shows, and he's really good on the piano, and he was singing, songs that didn't really praise the Lord.
Right.
But then when he came to the Lord, he was amazing. And I think really it's called a mix from Keith Green, and it's called a no compromise mix. So it has all the songs that he's ever wrote, but also the old ones from 1978.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, anyways, I'm back. Sorry, but I just really believe that this will bless you, and
Thank you.
I hope that you have my phone number. I was kind of wanting to talk to you, and just our own little thing. I have a few questions, but I've been writing a lot, and in the Lord, and that Second Timothy really, really blessed me.
Good. Good.
I just thought you should know. Okay, well, thank you so much. I hope that you really listen to the mix of No Compromise by Keith Green.
Okay. I'll look into that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
And you have a good evening, and praise God for you just giving him the glory of what you started here. It's just amazing.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
I feel really blessed for you. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
all right. I'll stay in prayer.
Thank you. All right, Dina. Thank you so much for reaching out. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
That was awesome. And I appreciate Dina calling in and being a part of the Royal We Fellowship. That's amazing. And I'm happy that the Royal We Fellowship is turning out to be a good thing for people, especially those who, have been involved in churches and maybe unsure about going to church again. Again, the goal of Royal We Fellowship is to just go straight through from Genesis all the way as far as we're going to be allowed to go with this. And it's going to be a slow progress, but we're going to be looking at the word, the ancient literature, as far as how it pertains to surviving a toxic world of narcissism, because that's where I believe we're at. I don't know about you. How many of you would say, yes, Kevin, I believe we live in a toxic world of narcissism? And I think that the whole message of trying to find the love in everybody is kind of, it seems like it's outdated now, And so we need now we need now to better understand how to protect ourselves, right? And how to fulfill our purpose and destiny while protecting ourselves in this world. That's the goal of Royal We Fellowship. And let's see. Let's go. Christy, a lot of channels only talk about narc partners, development trauma. Okay, we talked a little bit about that. D-Doll put up there Saturday mornings, 9 a.m. Central. That is the fellowship time. Yes. B said, Free, can you talk about how emotional attachments are idols, and once removed, God moves into that space? Something about that or like that. That is a very interesting concept and idea, B said, Free, that we actually fall into a place of idolatry when we are involved in narcissistic abuse. It's the pain and our attachment issues with things of this world. And I believe I've tried to talk a little bit about that. I've sprinkled this idea in some of my videos in the past, but I think that I should probably just hammer that one into the freaking wood. What do you think, Be Set Free? Just hammer that one in, just straight up. Stop the idolatry, right? Just hammer that one in. I think that would be a good thing to do. Is that what you're talking about? We'll do that. So I'm gonna look at these and make some notes of these. And again, like I said, if you can send an email to me, any of you send an email to me talking about, or listen, if you're not friends with me on Instagram, send something. Join me on Instagram as well. Join the Royal We on Instagram. That's a great place where you can send a message, a quick meme, tag me in it, a picture, an idea, tag me in it. For those of you who are still on Facebook, same thing. Join the Royal We on Facebook. Tag me in something. Say, Kevin, talk about this. D says nutrition, supplements, and healthy eating habits and ingredients. D, were you a fan of the video where I talked about the ghee butter and the B nutritional yeast, B vitamins, and also the what else do I do? Come on, I take this stuff daily, and I forgot what it's called. The adrenal cocktail, right? So I did do a video where I briefly went over these ingredients, these things that help you out, B vitamins, and but that's something I could definitely do. Again, I think that nutrition is good. For those of you who don't know, I've been on keto for a while. My body has been in ketosis. I broke it recently this weekend when I had sushi. For crying out loud, sushi is an instant ketosis breaker. It broke my butt right out of ketosis super fast. But that was the other night, and so I believe I'm back in ketosis now. So typically it takes 24 hours, no carbs, no sugar, just straight up protein, some vegetables, because as I've discovered, some vegetables have sugars in them and you just can't eat that. So keto and being in ketosis is very, very, very dicey, very picky, very, very picky eating on that one. What's interesting about ketosis, though, being in ketosis, is that it has helped me tremendously. As far as it and this is why it's important to talk about these things and share these things. It's helped me tremendously in being able to stop the ruminating, to suppress the racing thoughts. Listen, Royal We family, food is so important. You are going to live out in how you eat. If you're eating lots of sugars and carbs, your mind is going to freaking race. If you're drinking lots of coffee and lots of caffeine, your mind is going to race. How do I know this? Because I've been there. And I was that guy. Man, I'd drive and have, especially in California, I'd eat, God knows what for breakfast, going to work, a donut, some stupid shit, and some coffee. And I would be at work just in my head thinking of the narcissistic abuse and having arguments and fighting and the ruminating and the anger. So a lot of it is time, obviously, coming out of toxic relationships, but diet is a huge thing. Eating right, getting to know your body as far as intimately and what you take in and how you're eating is super important, and I've learned this. It's been a super important part of my healing. The right kinds of supplements, right kinds of foods, whole foods. Yeah. Exercise. Exercise is good, man. Do some push-ups and sit-ups, right? Ghee butter. Let's see. What else? It just jumped and I missed a bunch of stuff here. Oh, man. I see some amazing comments. I'm trying to... Doggone it. It jumped and I want to read up here. Okay, here we go. Found it. I'm just now catching up. Sorry, I'm way behind all of you because you're so fast. Neglect. Wow, yes. D-Doll's a parent being a friend. Different type of parent. Let's see. Trying to eat better. Lost 20 pounds from narc abuse. Need to stop self-isolation. Yeah, I hear that, Gloria. Learning to survive without love. Ah, I like that. That even has Starly TK7. That even has that right there is a great name for a topic. Learning to survive without love. Wow. That's good. And the reason is because we feel completely unloved coming out of narcissistic abuse. And in reality, the healing journey of narcissistic abuse is learning to live without love. How many of you are aware of that? Many of you right now may not know, but the pain of healing from toxic narcissistic abuse, a lot of this pain is the reality that you're learning to live without love, or rather, you are learning to unlearn what you thought love always was. So very important topic. Thank you for that, Starly TK7. Melissa Salamat, first time catching the show. Happy to be here. So happy that you're here, Melissa. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Neglect and also golden children tend to become narcs because of entitlement. Very true. Very true. That's a good one. I have an LP of Keith Green. A lot of talk on Keith Green here. I'm going to have to definitely check him out. My narc emailed me after a year and a half and apologized. Thank God for Kevin. It messed me up, but I'm okay now. Yeah, good. That's good, Vicky. I think it's great you got an apology. Most of us never do, but it's good that you took it with a grain of salt, because that's really what we need to do, is take their apologies with a grain of salt. Are you familiar with the spirit of Jezebel? Wow, Janice asked an important question. I am familiar with the spirit I'm familiar with the topic of the spirit of Jezebel. I also did a video briefly talking about the spirit of Delilah. As you know, Delilah, I believe, did far worse things than Jezebel. Delilah was a spirit of seduction, of enchantment, as she seduced Samson in the story of the ancient literature, seduced Samson into a relationship outside of marriage, and did whatever she could in the relationship, love bombing, in order to get him to fall for her. And then her goal the entire time was what she had established with other people, which was to get his secrets, and she didn't care if he lived or died. That, to me, right there, is a very dicey, evil spirit. And so I've briefly talked about the spirit of Delilah. Jezebel is also a good topic. So I would have to look into both of those. What's interesting about these is that, the Jezebel spirit, from what I understood, I did take a look at the biblical reference, and it's a short story that includes them. So it's not like you get a whole lot of history on Jezebel. Same with Delilah. They just kind of come into the picture, they do their damage, and then they're gone. And so, but it's worth investigating. It's worth looking more into. So thank you for bringing that up. And that was to Janice. Thank you for that. Let's see. Middle child. Kevin, good job. We need each other. October is awareness. Awesome. Fee says, I think you were being led by the Holy Spirit. Just keep with what you are doing and keep being his partner, Kevin. The Royal We Fellowship is so strong in him. Awesome. Thank you. So good to hear. October's anti-bullying month, too. I'm all for that, man. I can't stand bullies, man. Narcissists are bullies. Melissa says, very blessed to be here. It felt like the sky opened up when I found this channel. A very long period of darkness before. Thank you, Melissa. Melissa, that is so sweet. That's so amazing to hear you say that. So amazing. That blesses my heart. Thank you. Thank God for Royal We Fellowship. So a lot of people really enjoy Royal We Fellowship. It is so huge. It's such a blessing to hear that Royal We Fellowship is a good thing. I never set out to be in a role of a minister doing this. I really didn't. But that is something that I'm learning. It's a journey of all of us together, for those people who are involved in it, of relearning all the ancient literature. The ancient literature that we have been led to profess we want to live according to, but know very little about, right? And so we're on this journey to regain, as we're unlearning everything we thought we were supposed to know and do and be like. We're unlearning all of that, but in the process, we're going to be learning about the reality and the truth of what was really spoken in the ancient literature, what was really going on. And we're going to come out of this stronger people. I know that. D says, no more sprinkling. Turn on the faucet. Fool. Boom. Drop the mic. D, we're going to... Man, we got to figure out ways to just have like a roundtable discussion of things that need to be talked about and outlines. And, if we're going to pour on the faucet, we're going to have to pour on the faucet together. You know what I mean? Yeah. I like the messages on emotions. You have been focusing on wisdom versus emotions. Yes, Fee. Those are great ones too. Ghee butter is good. Let's see. Oh yeah, Tanya, I'm a big fan of sushi. Tell you what, if I didn't have to do keto, I'd be eating sushi all the time. Sushi's great. Emotional attachments. Great topics to talk about. All right. Discouragement is something that we all feel. Yeah. D, do it. Get your You are handsome, bro. Thank you, Visardi. Says, you are handsome, bro. I'm surprised you could also be a victim of narcissists. Listen, I appreciate that. And I don't think narcissists care about how handsome you are. That's the thing. You know, and yeah. Listen, one of the things I know for sure. Okay, let's talk. He brought up something. He said, "Listen, you are handsome, bro. I can't believe you're a victim of narcissists." Let me tell you something. I look at a lot of the Royal We family, and when I see the Royal We family, I am not even joking right now. When I see the Royal We family, when I see you on my YouTube channel, when I see you on Instagram and some of your pictures and stuff, and I of course I see. You know, those of you who follow me on Instagram, I've checked, I've seen some of your pictures or whatever, at least, and it is some of the most, I mean, all of them, the most beautiful people that I have come across, the most beautiful women and ladies and girls, and some of the most awesome dudes. There's guys on there that are kickboxers that are following me, people who are in the military. There's girls who are Instagram like models and fitness instructors, and I have talked to fitness instructors, and I mean, it's unbelievable. The people on the outside they're physically just attractive people, all of you, physically attractive, and on the inside even more beautiful because of who you are, because of your empathy. And to his point, saying, "Wow, man, I can't believe you're a victim of narcissistic abuse," I often think about that too. When I see these people, I'm like, this is the most beautiful people I've seen. And it's beyond me, especially it's heartbreaking when I see these women who are just gorgeous, outside and inside, messed up with the wrong guy, a narcissistically abusive guy who does not value or appreciate their outside beauty or inner. It is devastating to me. I feel it. And it's like, how? When there's a line of a million dudes out there that would love to have an opportunity to take any of you women out for dinner, right? And it's just beyond me, right? And so the reality is listen, narcissism in the world does not care about how good looking you are. It doesn't even care about your status. I've talked to police officers. I've talked to doctors, literally, with on one-on-one consultations. An attorney. I just recently talked to a counselor, someone who is, I can't even qualify as a counselor. I'm a coach. I do videos and I talk with people one-on-one, but an actual counselor who their profession, she sits in an office counseling people through abusive relationships, and she was calling me. So narcissism doesn't matter. If you're good looking, it doesn't matter even if you're a counselor. You are susceptible unless you have certain worldviews in place and certain new ways that you look, a new lens in which you look through the world. None of that stuff matters. Narcissism will get you. It is the universe's way. It's God's way of smacking your cute little rear, psh, 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 saying, "Wake up, wake up. Psh, psh, psh. Life's not a joke anymore. It's not all fun and games. Yes, you're cute. But no, you can't be messing around with the devil in the play box. It's time to stop. It's time to wake up. It's time to stop acting like you are 19 years old, 18, right?" You're live on the Royal We.
Hi, Kevin.
Hello.
This is Heather.
Hey,
Hello.
Heather.
You invited me to call you a long time ago, and this is the first time I'm finally doing it.
Well, I'm glad you called.
Thank you. I love you, Kevin. I just want you to know how much you've helped me.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's a little bit of feedback happening in the phone, so I'm having a hard time concentrating. I don't know what to do about that, but my own voice is echoing back in my ear.
I'm not sure why that would be happening.
Maybe I'll try you on speaker because I want to tell everybody what's happening right now. Okay, hold
Sure.
on.
Uh-huh.
All right, maybe that'll help. Well, it's still doing it, but I'll just try to block it out. What just happened is, hello everybody. I've been divorced I'm on my last year of the alimony payments and the child support, and my daughter's in her 12th grade year, and she's getting straight A's, like at the top of her class. She's only 16 years old too, and even with college courses in there and in robotics and just like it's a Christian school. So in the divorce papers, I made sure that he had to pay for that school because when I married him, he was a Christian that went to church with me. And the agreement was that I would be a stay-at-home mom, and then we would raise some Christian and go to Christian school. So this man has got a green card from me through marrying me, and the job that he has today, which is awesome, and his insurance. And I charted out that whole divorce based on the checkbooks that I had because he had shocked me with $46,000 in debt in 1 minute. And I'm like, give me that, because I was the rescuer enabler that fixed everything that he broke. And I paid that off, and that's how I got my credit. And I didn't know that was happening until I got the credit, so I was able to buy my own house. And I've stuck with the boundaries and taken the short end of the stick and let him just, all he has to do really is just pick up grace and go have fun. And he can do that whenever he wants. And just pay his bills. But what he's done is he has two women in this last 9 years that he's moved in and changed his whole persona twice on my kids. He got all kinds of perks out of the first one with a really great family, and they went to California and Disney World and Disneyland, and up north I live in Michigan and Chicago all the time, and fancy dinners, and I'm happy to go to Salvation Army just as long as we can have peace. And that was the whole idea. But to make a long story short, he just bombed me out of the blue. Like, he likes to catch me off guard. And I've been suffering in my health for 26 years with multiple problems because of narcissistic abuse, not just him. And I'm still not recovered, and he just makes sure that he'll just knock me off, throw me into a panic attack. I haven't slept since I got that phone call, but he wants to just suddenly, right in Grace's senior year, just cut her money in half and start making me drive again. And he doesn't do anything. And so at first I was panicked because I didn't know what was going to happen, and I wasn't prepared. And I know it was God because I was waiting for the letter, and I was getting ready and digging through everything, trying to get ready for this meeting that's supposed to happen with the judge online. And I've never been like in front of a judge. It's the first time in 30 years one of these people are going to be pulled in front of a judge, and I get to speak. And there was a time when he pulled in the driveway, and my heart would just pound at the sound of his truck. And now I have to, like, it feels like it just, man, it's like war. It's war all the time. But what he's been doing is, and I've been writing on there that I've been having to check on their Facebook because my daughter's got to go over there, and there was rumors about this third woman with her smacking her daughter and stuff. And I captured months and months and months of photos just out of aggravation, not knowing if I was ever going to get to use them. But they've been partying down like you can't believe, just like living this life. And I'm going to face the judge on Thursday with that evidence and then show him my evidence. And it's just quite terrifying because I just don't know how it's going to go.
Okay.
Once I show them that he's breaking the law like this,
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, we'll keep.
Scared. I'm alone. I don't have another soul because my whole family was narcissistic, and they're the ones that tore up my dad's funeral and just really caused another major breakdown. And now I got another new infection at the top of my head because they blew my mind. And
we'll definitely
yeah,
keep you.
so
We'll definitely keep you in prayer. It sounds like you have a lot to detach from. An awful lot.
yes,
An awful lot.
I've been working on it, and that's the thing. And so I spend my days just with this phone, listening to you and everybody else on here talk to me all day long just to renew my mind. And I gotta have a channel. I've been making a book. I don't know how to use the computer, but I've been making a book, and I can't wait to share it with everybody.
Do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, that's the best healing. One of the best healing things is to just get in touch with what you can do creatively. It's a huge healing.
So I did it in pictures. I've made a concept book, and it's now it's turned into a giant book, because one is just the cycle. It's how I got out was I made a book. And then anytime, because I get hoovered all the time, I get hoovered and hoovered and hoovered. And I can just open up the book to the page in the very moment in time that they're doing.
Good.
And it keeps me strong.
Good.
So I just needed to tell somebody because I'm alone. And that's why I was calling, because he just invited us to. So I did.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you did. It's important to be able to reach out and to talk about it.
Thank you, Kevin.
Oh, well, thank you for calling. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Post about your book when it's written, okay?
Well, it's going to be a YouTube channel. I'm going to have to just show it to you guys with my phone, because
come on here and post your link.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Kevin.
All right. Thank you for calling.
All right. Bye.
Bye. That was very nice. It was very nice. We did miss a call. Oh, we'll take one more call and then we'll wrap it up. You are live on the Royal We.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Kevin.
How are you? You're live.
Oh, I'm live?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to choke up here. My name's Julie, and I've come out of a narcissistic relationship for 37 years. Live by myself now, and getting ready to file for divorce, and I'm kind of afraid because I've been abused physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. He's stolen from me. I was a teacher for 23 years. He stole my retirement, and then he cashed it in and stole it from me. And now I'm living by myself. And you've been such a blessing to me. I just want you to know that up front. If it wasn't for you and a few others like you, I just don't know what I would do. I've got 3 grown children that have 2 have distanced themselves from me. The oldest understands because she lives out with him, and she told me that he's doing the same things to her out there at my property that he was doing to me, yelling at her and getting in her face and calling her names, and she thought he was going to hit her the other day. And I just, I'm kind of need some guidance, like on the divorce thing. We've got 57 acres out there, and he's a hunter and everything. I'm also in Missouri. I'm actually about 50 miles from where you in St. Louis area. And anyway, I just don't know that, I've got a safe plan, but not really. And different things he's done to me, it's just, he broke my nose and just put me in the hospital and just done a lot of horrible things, called me names, devalued me in front of my kids, my grandkids,
Have
smear
any
campaign.
have there been any police involvement or any reports made of the physical violence?
Well, when I went to the hospital, but that was like 20 years ago. There's records of that, but it was one of those love bombing things where I took him back because I was really in love with him,
Right. Right.
and I didn't realize that he was really the narcissist with the demonic soul that he has.
Right.
I always
Right.
wanted to see the good in him.
Right.
And he's a covert passive aggressive, so he's fooled everybody like, oh, he's so nice, what everybody says. Yeah, well, you don't live with him.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, I'm not exactly sure what your situation is now, right? As far as if you're still under
I've
his.
gone no contact for 8 months. I've been away from him.
Okay. And are you living on your own or are you under his?
Yes.
Okay.
I live on my own, and I took a part-time job, and I'm also on SSI because, like I said, he took all my money from me, and I do have like a back issue, and now I've got PTSD because
Right.
I didn't see PTSD.
Yeah. Right.
And,
Right.
You know,
So the first thing is what you did which is to get away and from a situation like that, and that's fine. That's number one, right? Is to get away
Right.
and to detach from having to be involved with him.
Yes.
Very hard, and this is where you're going to process all the years of just how wrong the relationship was, and obviously you have some blessings out of the relationship. You have your children.
Yes. Yes.
The issue with your children during this time is that they are also trying to process everything themselves. Okay. And
that's the hard part.
how old are they? Are they young, little
Well,
children? Or?
no, they're adults. Like I have 6 grandchildren, 2 by each of them.
Okay.
I have a 32-year-old, a 28, and a 27. 2 girls are the oldest, and the boy's the youngest, and he's the one that's having the hardest time with it because he also like hunts. My ex is a hunter, and
Right.
that's the 57 acres is the problem. He told me, he said, Mom, I want you to be happy, but if it's going to be me taking the land from Dad, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle thing, right? So it's not, and so one of the difficult parts for you in this whole processing part is to understand that your children are not coming from a place of choosing sides between you and another person. They're coming from a place of this is our lifestyle, and they're trying to be able to cope with the disruption of the only life that they know. So
yes, that's true.
What's going to happen is you heal, and you're doing the right thing by distancing yourself from them. You're just going to have to find that place in the people that are going to be able to help you heal, and you're here, and that's a good place to be.
Yes.
And wherever you can get that place to heal. And then when you're with your children, make it about them. Just be mom, because that's really what they need from you. They don't need to understand your pain and suffering in this, because then they're going to feel like you're putting them in a place of choosing sides. They don't need that from you. What they need from you is just a mom. And so really the burden of healing is going to be on you. This processing all of this, processing what you've been through, processing your life up to this point is going to be a very personal journry for you. And
it's very difficult.
It is a very difficult journey.
I'm having a hard time, Kevin,
absolutely.
because I'm thinking of all the things that he's done to me, like call me names. I put up with it.
I know.
The things I've put up with because of my family, and now they're distancing themselves from me, and it's so hard because I was the mom that did everything, like all the dinners and everything, Sundays, make a big meal. Everybody gets together. We sit down and have meals together, and now I'm living by myself. I don't really the right things now because it's just difficult. I don't even I'm really having a hard time processing it. 30-some years of it, really. If
I
you want to know
know.
the truth.
It's a lot to process, and as
It
other
is.
people as other people have talked about, I don't know how long you've been here on this thread tonight, but there are some people who are talking about this idea of learning how to live without love. And
Yes.
this is a part of the healing journey coming out of narcissistic abuse. In fact, somebody brought that up earlier, and learning how to live without love, right? So this doesn't mean
Right.
that you can't give love when you're called to, because, being a mom and you having
Hmm.
children means that you can always give love. But this experience of healing from narcissistic abuse comes down to you learning how to be without love. And I know you're
Yes.
probably thinking, I was in a marriage without love for,
Yeah.
however long. But this is
True.
this is a different type of learning to live without love. This is learning how to be okay on your own, learning how to be okay with you loving yourself. And it's lonely in the beginning.
Yes, it is.
It's
Very.
lonely, but I promise you it's manageable, and
Yes.
it strengthens you. It strengthens you.
Yeah. I don't even like. A relationship doesn't even sound like something I even want right now, truthfully, and
Right.
like you said, it was living without love for so many years. He was so loveless, and I would just, like, why can't you can't even hug me right, and you
Right.
can't even kiss me right. What's wrong with you? And he said, well, how do you want me to hug you? How do you want me to kiss you? I'm like, you've been with me 30 years. What do you mean? I just couldn't get it. Like, that he was so cold, and I would even
Right.
say, you're so cold. And I don't, but I was like, I always had I had two grandkids that lived with me, and the oldest is 11, called me mom. So I'm dealing with that disconnect right there too.
Yeah.
And,
It's hard.
my pets and all that stuff.
Very hard.
Yes, it is very hard, but you've really helped, and the people that call in and listening to them, and knowing that I'm not alone out there. Like, there's so many of us that are going through some of the same things.
Yeah. You're not alone. You're not alone. And I
Yeah.
think that's the best thing. That's the one thing that can keep you going, is to know you're not alone.
Yes.
I mean, you hear that, you understand that. There is an entire family, a chosen family of people who know exactly what you're going through, because they're right there with you. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
And
I
so
do. I
even
do.
though you can't really see them or talk with them, we're here. We're here. We're here every Monday night. And
I
so
appreciate that so much.
and it's happening all over the world. You're not alone. You're not crazy. You're not imagining all this. I know sometimes we
I
want
thought
to,
I was.
yeah, a lot of us want to pinch and wake ourselves up and go, what is wrong with the world? What's wrong with people? What's wrong with our own
Yeah.
families? And the reality is we're learning we can't pinch ourselves and wake up, because we've been awakened, and this is
Yes.
actually what it is when we're waking up. So
That's-
where you were once asleep in your marriage and in relationships, and you were once asleep to some of the realities and some of the things that you thought you knew life was supposed to be about, and you thought you knew love was, you were asleep, and now you're awake to, and
Yes.
it's scary.
It's very scary.
It's like
And I'm
we've
older.
awakened. Yeah, we've awakened,
Yes.
and the nightmares are what's real, and
Yes.
so
That's right. Well, it's a scary thing of living alone like this again, and then thinking, I'm in my 50s, and that was my life, and that was the good years, and now, I have to make these the best years.
yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I appreciate all your advice and everything, and your comforting words, and it means a lot to me. It really does. I'm just, if you could remember me in prayers on the divorce thing and everything, that's nerve-wracking.
You're here. We're all here. We all hear you. We all hear you. The whole community hears you. They all heard you. And
Thank you so
and
much,
you have so many.
everybody.
You have a lot of comments here. People saying I can relate to this. I can relate to this caller.
Oh,
Uh,
that's so
I was.
awesome that they can relate. I mean, not in that way, you know what I mean, but
Oh no.
it's like comforting.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone says I was married to a narc for 14 years. There's a list. I know a lot of people here married to the narcissist 14, married for 20, some married for 30. There's
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
you are
And
when I say you're not alone, I really mean you are absolutely not alone in this.
yes, and I will be on that chat too,
All right.
talking to. I really appreciate that so much. It means a lot. I do feel alone, just like the caller you had before. I understand where she was coming from. I'm there. All my parents have passed. I was the only child. My parents passed. All my grandparents, and the abuse got even worse after that. You know,
Yeah.
it was like he knew he could take advantage of me. And his mother never liked me. She's a narcissist too, and
Yeah.
she's done evil things to
Sure.
me and the family. But I'm just trying to get past that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, so I can live my life and not dwell on that and think about those horrible things.
Yeah. Right.
And like the last caller, I'm working on my own journal. I've got journals of things that I'm going to put into some
Good.
books.
Another journal.
Yes,
We're gonna have
yes.
more stories. We're gonna have
We are.
right on, man. That's I believe I think here's a little thing to the community right now listening. I really truly believe that before everything is said and done in this life, you all had better start writing, start creating, start putting out and expressing your life because it could inspire and educate and help somebody else. And I really think, that's something
Yes.
that's huge for all of us to do.
That's
And it's healing.
That's what I want to help. Yes, I do. I'm a helper person, and like I said, I was a teacher for years, and
Yeah.
I like to help people. So
Good.
if I can help anybody through my horrible situation, that's what I want to do. I
Amen.
want to.
Good for you. All right. Good for you.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. God bless you, Kevin.
Bless
Thank
you.
you for taking my call.
Yeah. Thank you for
All
calling
right.
in. All righty. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Wow. Oh, hey, we went a long time tonight. I didn't expect to go this long because I had a video to upload, which, by the way, but the callers, I'm so grateful when I'm able to stay on. It's just something tells me stay on because there's people who need to call and who need to talk, doggone it, and I'm glad they did tonight. So thank you to all of those, for each and every one of you who called in, who were bold enough tonight and brave enough to just pick up the phone and let some stuff out. Let some of that gunk out. Listen, I know a lot of you watching. Right now, there's 43 current viewers. Not a whole lot. 178 playbacks. I have no idea what that freaking even means. But I can tell you this, that I know a lot of you have a lot to say and have for such a long time just been so afraid to say it openly, ashamed and confused because in narcissistically abusive relationships, you're told you're not able to really talk about it. And so you suppress it. You don't want to feel it. You don't want to talk about it. But I'm telling you here right now that this chosen family is for you to pick up the phone, start talking about it. Let your words fly. Seriously. Listen, there's no shame on this channel. If I got to get out a beeper scrub machine and beep some of your language, I will. That's how much I want you to feel free just to come on here and say what you need to say, right? But I would love to take this. All right, just one more. We're going to make this one brief, though, because I do want to upload that video on the organic channel. But you guys come first. You're live on the Royal We.
Hello, Kevin. I thank you. I know you were trying to get off air, and I'm going to try my best to be as short as
Antonio.
possible.
Antonio's bringing in the rears. I was trying to exit. What's going on, man?
Well, I per your request, I'm calling back to give you a update of my status. When I relayed that I was on the precipice of being homeless
Yes.
and whatnot, and the day came, Monday, today.
Yes.
Well, God is on time, and He's good all the time. A scenario unfolded in a option was introduced into the equation that forestalled me from being homeless. I have a roof over my head and a prospect of employment down the line.
Good.
That basically stalled or prevented that from happening.
That's good.
So I'm just,
Fantastic.
So I just wanted to let you know that, and also it is now today would be about 2 years from when I first was made aware of. I mentioned that last week too, and it's just that's also starting to kind of throw up some of those the stressors, like thinking back of all those things, kind of some, I guess what they call it, ruminating thoughts, I guess.
So how long has it been now?
Well, 2 years since I was made aware of her would be today. 2 years.
So 2 years since you've talked to her, or
when I first was made aware of her, like when she made herself aware of me and like kind of met.
Got you. Okay.
Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and it's like, so it's kind of like the thoughts start kind of, these kind of like milestone moments, if you will. I guess is that the right way to say it? Like you think
Sure.
back, like, this is when you did this, and all that. So it's just that also is a conversion as well. However, I'm making it through. Nothing's derailed me from that healing and recovery. It's just that's kind of working through as well, and just also kind of work through the way it all worked out when it comes to not becoming homeless. He's like, wow,
Gotcha.
I was really on the precipice of right now. I processed it, and I'm grateful. And then I'm also trying to work out, like, well, I thought I was being obedient, and then God, you said no. And he said, that's not what I need you to do. I think about Abraham when he was instructed to sacrifice his son, and then God said no. Just as to say, I wanted to know your obedience. I want to know your faith.
Right.
You don't have to do it. It's kind of comforting in that regard. So
okay.
I will no longer hold you. You wanted to get off air, and I don't want to be long-winded. I just wanted to let you know that. I thank you for your prayers. I thank you for I thank the family, the chosen family there.
Yes. Yes.
And I thank you all very much, so much for your love and concern, and just for, again, the service and blessing that and ministry that it is for the people. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Family and Kevin. Take care.
All right. Always a pleasure. Roy, always a pleasure, Antonio. Thank you so much for calling in. And I want to thank all the callers again for your boldness tonight in coming forward and talking with me. And listen, I'm going to sign out, but a couple of things for you to know. One, head over to the Royal We Organic channel. That's the original Royal We channel. The video is going to be live in about 10 minutes. It's already uploaded. I just need some time to put the description and the keyword and the tags in there, and I'm going to hit publish. And I would appreciate it if all of you would just hop on there and just watch it and write your comments, talk about what you think. Again, it's on the topic of social signaling, narcissists, how they social signal. So watch that video, comment on it. Share it if you even want to share it, whatever, but get that ball rolling. Also, I think that's it. So other than that, be sure you are subscribed to this. I'm going to be working this week on making this easier as far as setting it up so it has a reminder of when it's live so people don't miss it. Also, make sure you're on Saturday mornings, Royal We Fellowship. This is the new church that we're doing every Saturday morning. It's an in-depth Bible study. Be a part of that. That's it. Everything else you already know. I'm so glad that you are here, everybody. Your support is so gratefully appreciated in every which way. You are all supporters and a part of the Royal We family. So I am my just blessings to each and every one of you. Have a great night. Have a great week. And as I said, if you really want to be supportive of the Royal We, pray for me this week. Pray for me this month. I am going for a goal of a nightly upload every single night. And I just want to hit that and start to make that a standard to spend time with you each and every night on the Royal We family. And I want to be more responsive. So comment on the Royal We videos that you see. I'm going to do my best to comment back, and let's get that ball going. All right, everybody, have a great night. See you in 10 minutes on the Royal We Organic channel. And see you over there. Good night, everybody, from Royal We Live Chat.